Guys, here's an interesting report coming out of Haaretz and Syria, Iran. Um, they're trying to put out fires now, and they're basically saying false alarm. There was no attack by unidentified aircraft over Damascus. Syria blames false alarm on joint electronic attack by Israel and the U.S. Now they're coming out and saying that the supposed attack last night was actually an electronic warfare attack, and there was no actual aircraft. Now we watched the video in the previous article in the previous the video of in the previous video that I did of the aircraft apparently in the sky. Well, Syrian military officials denied reports of an attack, but say defense systems triggered by electronic attack on radar. So now apparently in Israel and U.S. Are doing electronic attacks. Why would they do an electronic attack without actually doing anything with real aircraft? I don't think they would waste an opportunity if they were going to do an electronic warfare attack and not use that opportunity to go in with aircraft. But that's what Syria is saying. And you know what happens whenever an attack happens, the country says, oh, it didn't happen, because they don't want to give any credit to Israel, to whomever did something, and they want to hide what damage there was. Well, Syrian military sources denied Monday reports of an early morning missile attack targeting Sherat Air Base and told the DPA news agency that defense systems were activated, but that it turned out to be a false alarm. A commander in the regional military alliance that backs Syrian government attributed the malfunction to a joint electronic attack by Israel and the United States targeting the Syrian radar system. Again, they may have targeted it, but why would they not use that as an opportunity to do something specific? Hezbollah's media initially also said 6 missiles were fired toward Shirat and 3 missiles towards a Dumair military airport near Damascus. Meanwhile, Sana reported that the missiles targeting the airbase were shot down by Syrian air defenses. And Hezbollah's media unit said all 9 missiles were intercepted. So all this propaganda to save face, etc. Later that night, a false alarm was reported near Aleppo. And here's a tweet here. Israel escalates and is looking for a wider confrontation. The U.S. failed to trigger and decided to avoid for now. Israeli jets were, while violating the Lebanese airspace, fired 3 missiles at Al Damir Airport, and all downed, and 6 on Shariat. Only 2 reached their objectives, it says. So, news coming out of Syria, and Hezbollah media units, propaganda, saving face, basically, suggesting that this was all a false alarm, and that there was just electronic warfare happening. Interesting, though, because we know Israel does, basically hold the top spot for electronic warfare. They have this plane that can go up, this AWACS sort of a plane that can basically scramble and cause all electronic defense systems to be overridden or scrambled, allowing Israeli fighter jets to get in there. Israel has incredible technology for evading these electronic systems, these radar systems, these surface-to-air systems, so that they can get there. They can open up basically windows electronically so that their fighter jets can get in there and get out without being hit, without triggering radar systems. All they can do apparently is try and knock down these missiles which are being fired. The kernel of truth may be that maybe they got a couple missiles, but interesting to see the propaganda on both sides. What they're saying to their citizens, how they're trying to save face, and also, they can't deny the Twitter comments coming out. Twitter, the real-time Twitter comments are people basically hearing missiles coming down. But the military, of course, is saying, well, it's nothing really happened. It was just a missile defense system was taken out of order for a little while due to electronic warfare. But interesting nonetheless. The enemy is confused. Israel's going in there with basically impunity. No one can stop. It doesn't seem like Russia is even able to track them or knows what they're doing. So pretty interesting stuff. This is from haaretz.com. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I thought it was an interesting article to take note of. In these last days, Israel is effectively a superpower militarily and has the best military electronic jamming systems. And I would suggest the best aircrafts and fighters in terms of being able to go into these countries undetected effectively and do whatever they need to do. And they will continue to do so. And this is an escalation in Syria that, again, I think this all ramps up in 2018. I think this all comes to a head in 2018. On the 70th anniversary year of Israel becoming a nation, I think this all comes to a head. And I think Isaiah 17, Ezekiel 38, and Psalm 83 are likely all to happen this year. And along with that, if those happen, likely also an economic collapse will occur where Western nations are taken out of power or severely hit economically to the point where they can't participate. Because there will come a time when Israel is left defending itself, and then even Israel is being overrun in Ezekiel 38, where Israel gets to a point where they say, you know what, we can't fight anymore. We're getting beaten by Gog-Magog alliance. They are doing massive damage in Israel. And then they finally say, God, come and save us. Finally, they call out to God, the creator God, their God. And that's when God steps in and says, okay, you've called out to me. You've realized that you can't defend yourself anymore. So I'm going to come and protect the nation of Israel. And that's when God rains down hellfire and brimstone on the Ezekiel 38 allies. And all these things, it's very possible that we could see occur this year. In 2018, prior to September, which is the flip over of the Israeli year, all of this occurring in the 70th year since Israel became a nation. Pretty amazing stuff. We are living in biblical times. We are seeing end-time Bible prophecy rolled out, fulfilled in our lifetimes, in front of us in the daily news. And boy, if this doesn't get you excited for the return of the Lord, I don't know what will. Make sure you know Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He's come back soon. He is the only Savior. The world is going to wrap up soon. The timeline of history is going to wrap up soon. God's going to come back and judge the world, judge the planet, and He's going to make all things right, but not before a lot of hard times come. The 7-year tribulation's coming, and I think we're only a couple of years away, maybe even closer than that, based on the current events that are happening. So be prepared, guys, in your heart. Be prepared with food and water. Take some wise steps so that in the event of an economic collapse, your family is able to survive. Regardless, we are entering some hard times. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.